What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. I hope y'all are having a good weekend. Getting ready for Monday. Excuse me. So, just a heads up. Um, I've been fairly sick over the weekend. So, there's a good chance I'll be coughing. I apologize in advance. It's either don't stream or cough in your ear. So, I opted for cough in your ear. We'll start out with option trade I'm watching for tomorrow. Excuse me. Okay, so this one has not triggered yet, but on a retest here. So basically, I say on a retest, but um, when we tap this, as long as we get a reaction, you're going to want to grab puts. So entries 280, 41 cents. First trim 279.34. This is a little bit different than how I normally enter trades, or at least how I share them with you guys. Second trim 278.66, and then close at 277.66. I think I just said 278.44. I think I said 66, but and then 277.66 is where we close. So that's the only option setup that I saw that I like. From there, let's go ahead and chart up SPY. I don't feel like I called anything out on Friday. I don't remember. I was in calls here on Friday, but on ES. All right. Excuse me. I don't really like how Friday looks. It's pretty ugly. It's a capital P for the profile. Daily levels. I'm going to delete this. Next, TPO. If you guys have questions, let me know. Otherwise, this is going to be a shorter stream. Just because I am not feeling great. All right. switch to 65-minute. Excuse me. Do our weekly levels. So our weekly value area low and our poor low is the same level. So I'm going to delete this. Just because they're literally overlapping. All right, our previous week is also... Our previous week POC is also the August POC. 2AT. All right, let's zoom out. Friday's volume is... Well, so it's below average for the last week or so. But above average in general. Obviously, bullish day. Let's look at our weekly candles as we're starting a new week. So us being above... Sorry, I'm going to delete this. It's just in the way. Wait, what was that? Yeah. Us being above the 2024 value area high is bullish, right? This is pretty significant red volume on the week, but we have a massive buying tail. You guys bear with me, because I want to see what kind of candle that is on the weekly there. Just for the record, I don't memorize candlestick patterns. Okay, that could be a hammer, which I do know that pattern. I don't know why I didn't recognize it. Um, so you guys tell me what you think, but it looks like a hammer. Which is like a bullish reversal pattern on the weekly. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to pull this up for you guys. Looks like this, right? Excuse me. So there's a chance that we're going to see upside from here. Getting over 76.98 or over 585.20 would be extremely bullish. I wouldn't be mad about this, which we've already kind of drawn, but yeah, there's our weekly pattern. I think on the daily this doesn't look quite so bullish, but let's see. Anybody else see this or just me? Actually, I think we drew this before, with kind of the same price level target. So yeah, we still have a bear pennant. I don't know that daily's the best time frame to see it, but yeah, I guess daily is the best. All right, let me read through the chat really quick. What's up, GG? What's up, Sarah? What's up, Rents? What's up, Corey? I'm glad you like the beef jerky, bro. What's up, Robin Hood? What's up, Jose? What's up, other Corey? What's up, Flaco? Shorty will be going over ES tonight. Oh my gosh, Corey. It was so gross. I get it. My dog's trying to hide, so a deuce under my desk is a great spot to hide and take a deuce if you're going to do it indoors, but it was not fun. Yeah, not feeling so hot, Alan. What's up, Zeus? Yeah. Yeah, Flaco. Spikes are only M period. It needs to make a new higher high or a new lower low. Sarah, the computer that I use, I built myself. If you're looking for a computer, I don't know what your budget is, but the big thing is you want excuse me, you want a good video card, because that's what's going to be powering your monitors and rendering your charts and everything. Here, I'll give you some ideas. I personally like water-cooled. So, for like $1,200, this is a good computer. Whoa, wait, that didn't work. Sorry. Needed to shorten the URL. There we go. And then a personal friend of mine, actually like the owner of the gym where my son trains, he's started trading, and the computer that we went with for him, excuse me. So this is pretty overkill. But it'll probably last you a good 10 years, if not longer. Let's see. And if you're a member at Costco, they have both computers. So wait, did I link you the right one? It looks like one is out of stock on Amazon. So the second one is out of stock. It's also out of stock on Costco. But if you go to iBuyPower, they might have them in stock. Just the key thing to remember when you're doing this is like the ones that I'm linking you, they make both AMD and Intel PCs. The ones that I'm linking you are Intel. Oh yeah, these are sold out on their website as well. But here it is on their website. You might be able to find it somewhere else. Not really sure. But yeah, those are the ones I would recommend. Oh, Sarah, I called in sick. Raphael. Well, so first, I always say this, but people keep asking, like, what do I trade on? To trade the way that I trade, you have to have a Windows-based computer. Um, and so I use TopStep as my prop firm, and I link it with Quantower. What's up, Tony? What's up, Aaron? Yeah, weekly candle's looking bullish. Jose, if we go down lower, like we have much, they're targeting much lower. So we might just be getting a little relief bounce right now before they go lower. What's up, Zeus? What's up, Mac? What's up, M Card? Yeah, Alan, I mean, that's basically exactly what I linked. The cheaper option is an i7, the more expensive option, i9. And then I don't remember exactly what graphics card, but I know the more expensive one has a 40 series or 4000 series. And I'm sure the cheaper one probably has a 3000 series. What's up, Aloni? All right, well, let's take a look, see what we think we're going to do tomorrow. Actually, really quickly, let's look at news. What in the world just happened? All right, so Monday we have core retail sales and retail sales month over month. Empire State Manufacturing Index. Tuesday, Canadian CPI. This is going to be big. Thursday's a big day for news. Okay. So obviously, opening above here, especially the August value area high, but opening above our spike, or even if we open in between, come back down, retest August high, we are going to rocket. So the retest would be our entry for calls. Be super tentative on puts. There's unless we gap down, and open below or open above the 2024 value area high, I think this would be good for puts. But through here, everything's pretty congested with like 1 point moves. You can scalp. If we break this, retest, I don't know, just be careful. And I'm only saying tentative because there's not very much room and there's plenty of places where we can bounce from, right? So Hopefully that makes sense. I'm not super excited about trading tomorrow. Again, everything's just really congested through here. And, down here at least we've got some room. So hopefully, like, we get a gap down, or if we open above, we've got room to run. But not really stoked about being in this range here. We're just going to chop around. So just be aware, this is going to be super choppy through here. Okay. Hey, what's up, Asuri? Anybody have any questions? Just to basically echo what Alan was saying, Sarah, you can really look for any PC. You can always DM me, like, if you find something. And yeah, well, chopping with futures is cool because you get a much bigger range. And it's easy to make money. But if you see like a PC you like, you can always DM me and ask me. But really, just exactly what Alan said. Look for an i7 or an i9 for the processor. i9's better. It's going to be way more expensive though. And then for your graphics card, look for NVIDIA graphics cards, and either the 3000 series or 4000 series. And then obviously with that, the higher the number, the better. So that would be like a general good rule of thumb. And then I also just personally like water-cooled computers. The reason being, electronics run better when they're cold. And so the better you can do cooling the graphics card and the CPU, the better that your computer is going to run. Nike is in a buy zone for stocks. I mean, I guess you could also do options, but this area, like all through here, is a buy zone on Nike. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, PLTR. No bueno. We were talking about that, right, on Keenan's. They have a lot of insider selling going on. Crappy fundamentals as a company. Tesla. I don't know. Tesla is like just weird for me right now. It's so much like news based. If I had to trade Tesla, whichever direction this breaks, even though I don't even like trade on patterns, that's what it is. You're looking for a break above or a break below, and then these are like my support and resistance levels, these lines. This is also support. Um, but I mean, personally, I feel like Tesla has way more downside. But like what caused it to bounce was, excuse me, was that weirdness they did where they parked what 3 Teslas at the White House. Excuse me. And did an interview from inside the car, which is just weird. And that's where we started bouncing. But I don't think they have a lot of room, or very much more room to the upside. But that's just personal opinion. Jay Washington. So I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, I mean, like for me, it's really easy because I work 3 12-hour shifts, and I can work on the weekends or whatever else. So I really just try to work like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I work nights, so I'm home in the mornings to trade. But even if I wasn't, if I had like a regular 9 to 5, I would either trade when I wake up, and then go to work, or trade when I get off work. Because I trade futures, they're open 23 hours a day, so you find time. No, Jose, I don't. I sit down at a computer when I trade. Um, so I can't answer like a mobile trading app. For futures, I guess like Tradeovate. Nice. Oh, that's a good point. Like, I guess you can look at Bitcoin right now, right? Futures don't open for another hour. But yeah, Bitcoin's down. Nice. I could be wrong, but this looks like a big old bear pennant too. I don't. It looks like they might have retraced to the 50%, which would invalidate it, but I need to draw it first to see. Yeah, so they've already crossed through the 50%. So this is invalidated. Doesn't mean it won't play out still, like where it breaks to the downside, but it's no longer a bear flag. Um, I'm not going to call out option trades on Apple, Cole. I already shared the setup that I saw, which is CRM. When I look at option setups, I have like a very strict criteria that I follow. And I looked at Apple, and it didn't meet my strict criteria. It did not meet my strict criteria, so I'm not going to call out a trade on it. And if we just look, like, this is this is kind of one of the things that always weirds me out. Like, I shared what I'm looking at, right? And sorry, that's trying to get this out of the way. Wow, that went to the wrong screen. Not helpful. So based on what I look at for option trades, right? I have a process I go through where first I look at Elliott waves, and if I see a signal on Elliott waves to take puts, then I'll go and look at clouds and make sure there's not any major resistance in the way. And if there isn't, or actually more importantly, if we're coming up to, or sorry, I meant there's no major support in the way. If we're coming up to resistance, then that's confluence saying take puts. As long as there's no major support below, then I'm going to go to the charts and look at the charts and see if what I'm seeing, like between my clouds and my Elliott waves, if I see room for a move down. If all of those things line up, then I'll figure out my entry, my trim levels, and I'll share the play with you guys. Same thing for calls. Elliott wave setup, as long as there's no major resistance in the way, or even better, if we're coming down to support, then I'll look at my charts, figure out my entry, figure out my levels to trim, and then I'll share it with you guys. I look at Apple every single day. I don't call out Apple every single day because it's not always going to meet my criteria. But based on the criteria that I use, if we just look at, like the last, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 call outs that I made. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins or sorry, not 11, it's 10. Because this is the one that we're looking at for tomorrow. 6 wins and 4 that were invalid, which means they didn't trigger. 6 wins, 0 losses, 4 invalid. I think my process works pretty well. And when I'm saying this, like, I'm not trying to insult anybody, but I don't understand why, like, you would come to the channel and ask for me to look at a specific ticker symbol. More importantly, I've already looked at it. When I've told you, like, the trade that meets my criteria for tomorrow is right here. I already shared it with everybody, and Apple doesn't meet my criteria. And you'll notice, like, I do things probably way different than most people that will call out option setups. A lot of people will just say, above this level, take calls, below this level, take puts. And they'll just randomly, I don't want to say randomly, but they just pick, like, tickers. I'm sure they have some kind of a process, but it's like, if you're, very rare for me, like, on this day, Netflix, I called out, so the day before I called out puts, and it was invalidated. We gapped up at the open. And then somebody in Keenan's Discord said, like, oh, Netflix had other plans. And I said, that's fine. They're just setting up for puts for tomorrow. And then when I looked at the chart the next day, still everything lined up, the Elliott waves, my clouds. But the one thing that was different is you'll notice this day I've called out puts and calls. And there was a reason for that. So, like, if we look at Netflix chart, oops. If we look at visible range volume profile, there's a massive skinny belly here. So, like, if they broke over this level, there's a good chance that they just, like, very quickly go from here to here. And so I couldn't ignore the possibility of this happening. But still, according to my indicators, everything was bearish. And the bearish scenario played out, but I didn't want to miss this if it did happen. So my point is like, you'll see I very rarely will call calls and puts for a ticker. I'm always like bearish or bullish, and not both. Again, most people that share trades, they'll say like above this level calls, below this level puts. I don't really know how your charts could always have, both calls and puts. Like, you should be able to figure out bearish or bullish. Of course, like, we're playing probabilities, so whatever it is we're looking at can always go the opposite direction. But, again, so based on what I'm looking at, if everything I'm seeing is bullish, then I don't see like a move to the upside. And I'm not going to call out a move to the upside because everything is saying bearish. And from there, I'm just going to figure out, what levels I'm looking to trade. So yeah, again, asking for a stock that I've already looked at, specifically for options, It just doesn't really make sense to me. Because, like, yeah, I've already looked at it. And I didn't see anything. So, um, a Siri was calling out like other levels for what's it called, for CRM, and I agree. This would be, I mean, like, I really like to just call out day trades, and for this, just like a quick in and out on CRM, but there's a good chance they're coming down to here. If you're swing trading, I mean, they could even do it in a day or 2 days. This isn't like a massive move for CRM. Below that, yeah, you start coming to like 67, 66-ish. But I think this is definitely doable. 269.37. Hey, what's up, Nora? I'm trying to figure out where you're saying 69.60. Because I could see if you're saying 69.76, I would understand. I don't see 69.60. I see 37. $69.81. It doesn't matter. We're in the same kind of range. Yeah, a Surrey's a stud also. Yep. That's pretty crazy, M card. That's awesome, Missouri. I'm glad you're finally getting to work from home because that's cool. Yeah, Alan, that's the issue with Tesla right now is it's like um, so driven by news. It's pretty crazy. Um, yeah. So anyway, Cole, I apologize, but I'm not going to be giving out levels for Apple because it just didn't meet my my criteria. Um, that's awesome, Missouri. I'm glad that you're getting more time at home with your family. That is great. But yeah, so basically, um, to the person asking like how I manage between work and trading, um, again, what I do doesn't really matter because I have a odd schedule, being that I work night shifts and I only work 3 days a week, and I work three 12-hour shifts. So that wouldn't, like there's a lot of nurses or whatever, doctors, people like that can do the same. um, but the what's it called? I don't know why I'm losing my train of thought. Like for the average person, working during the daytime and working 5 days a week, you want to just do what works for you. But if that was me, if I was, I don't know, if I have to be at work at 6 o'clock in the morning, let's say, or 7 o'clock in the morning, I wouldn't have time to trade before I go to work. I mean, I could on futures, but I would just be waking up really early and trading. What I would rather do is when I go home, whatever, eat dinner, relax, chill, sit down on my computer, figure out my levels, whatever, and just trade the overnight session. It doesn't, I don't know. I feel like the overnight session on futures respects levels way more than during the New York Stock Exchange session. And yeah. And so like a lot of times I'll just find levels where I'm going to place orders and place my stop loss and my take profit, and then I'll just shut it down. And if I don't get filled, I don't get filled. If I do, awesome. If it hits my take profit, awesome. If it hits my stop loss, whatever, it is what it is, and you just move on. One period, I mean, you can use whatever time frame you want to chart whatever you want. I don't know why you would. You chart monthly levels on 4 hour, and that's how you're going to find the accurate levels that you're supposed to be using. If you chart it on 2 hours, your levels are going to be off, and basically you'll just have different levels to everybody, and they probably won't be being respected because they'll be different than everybody else's. Jose, what do I do to control your emotions? What do I do to control my emotions / nerves when the market is bearish and you can only buy and hold stocks at the moment? I don't know why you would only be able to buy and hold stocks. But yeah, so I don't really know how to answer this because like, are you in an account where you can't leave your money in cash, or you can't buy ETFs or mutual funds? You can only buy stocks and you can't sell them and close your position and just be cash. Because that doesn't make much sense to me. I know, like, with like a 401k, a lot of people are limited to mutual funds. I wouldn't recommend this for the average person, but there's a thing called a self-directed account. And what you do is you go to your HR department and tell them that you want to switch your 401k to self-directed. And that basically frees you up a little bit to where you have more. Well, basically, you can 100% buy any mutual fund that you want instead of like the small limited number that you would normally have through whatever broker you're being forced to be with your 401k. And then depending on the restrictions of your place of employment, you might be able to buy shares, you might be able to buy options, you might be able to do ETFs. And I guess like the great thing is if you're able to do all of those things, then you can sell covered calls. So to the person, like, I'm going to answer you the best that I can, Jose. I don't believe that you're forced to have shares and you can't close your position and be cash. But if that's the case, like, let's just say whatever, like, Shorty was doing this. He had, let's use an exact example where I actually know his levels that he traded. Intel. So he was buying down in this range down here, and somewhere right around 27-ish, he sold covered calls. And he has like 20,000 shares. So he sold like 2,000 covered calls on the way down and then closed them. And now, he's, basically making money off of shares again. If you're forced to hold shares, I would say sell covered calls. If you're not forced, or, like if you have a position where your average is good and you don't want to sell them because you have a good average, I would just sell covered calls until basically like whoever you sell them to gets filled, and then you have to sell those 100 shares to that person. I would just do that, and then you can always buy back into the stock if that happens. If you're like talking a 401k where you're limited to buying mutual funds, there are bearish mutual funds. There's one for NASDAQ, and there's one for NQ. I mean, there's one for NASDAQ, and there's one for S&P 500. So these are the bearish mutual funds. or I guess these are the three best bearish mutual funds. So you can always buy those and hold them. Or if you're in a 401k and they don't have those available, you can just put your money into bonds on downswings. During, what was it, like the 2007, 2008 crash, like 2 weeks before it happened, I moved all of my mutual funds into bonds. And then I bought back in about a week before the bounce. So I lost money for like a week out of that whole downturn. But the run back up, I made so much money. So that's what I would do. So Jose, like, you don't have to buy anything right now. Or you could, like I said, go with those bearish mutual funds if that's what you want to do. You can just put your money in a broker and just let it sit there in cash. If you're concerned that we're going to have more selling, which I think we are. Emily, I think it's too soon to DCA. And with that said, like every 3 months we go over a stock scan and cover what we're buying at what prices. And I would just listen to those and get in at the prices that we're talking about. Like our last stock scan, one of our buys was NBiz. And we bought right here at about $25, $26 a share. I sold at $39.80-ish. Actually, no, it's probably this, whatever this is, $39.32. This was pretty shocking to me, but it's all good. I made a good amount of money, just on this move up. And it was very quick, just a few days. And then now we're back in a buy area on NBiz. We're just breaking out, actually. But, like, we cover this stuff. So, yeah, just pay attention to when we do the stock scans. They're normally on Sundays. And we do them, like, once every 3 months. And that's when we cover what we're buying for long-term investing, long-term holds. When you say buy gold, yeah, I would buy physical gold. That's just me personally. Or I guess if we're talking about stock market, yeah, you can buy gold, but not bad to have physical gold. What's this? Oh, okay. All right, so I think I've asked everybody's. I think I've answered everybody's questions. Shorty's going to be live at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight, so in about 3.5 hours. So for the person that asked about ES, tune in for that. He will be going over everything that we're seeing for tomorrow and probably for the whole week, but yeah. With that said, sorry. I'm going to call it here. So, as always, thanks to the subscribers of the stream. Thank you to everybody that chats. I appreciate it. Keeps things interesting. Extra big thanks to friends of the stream. And if you're new here, basically 5 days a week, like Sunday through Thursday, we normally will go over SPY levels that we're looking at, bullish and bearish, Wingo, so they're all linked in the description of the video. But if you're new to trading, you want to start with Getting Started in Technical Analysis by Jack D. Swagger. You don't have to memorize that book, just read it enough to have an understanding of market structure. After that, Volume Profile by Trader Dale. And this isn't in any particular order. I would start with Getting Started in Technical Analysis if you don't understand market structure. From there, Volume Profile by Trader Dale, Volume Price Analysis by Anna Cooling, and Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. But again, they're all linked in the description of the video. Yeah, so anyway, 5 days a week, Sunday through Thursday, we'll chart spy, look at what we're expecting for the next day. And then normally like once or twice a month, we'll have classes on Sundays where we teach trading. And we also do market updates where we cover what we're expecting futures to do for the next day. We do that generally about three times a week. All right. So much love, everybody. Much respect. I hope you all have a good rest of your weekend. And I hope you all crush it tomorrow. Make that money. And we will see you tomorrow.